If you're wanting to improve the look of your first generation Nissan Titan or Armada, then replacing the headlights is one of the first things you should do. These aftermarket headlights were sent to me by OEDRO Auto Parts in exchange for this video. Check the description below for a link to where you can find them on Amazon. They are direct replacement headlights requiring no modifications. They are DOT certified and use the same bulbs as the originals. The tools we need are a ratchet, an 8 and 10 mm socket, a 10 mm wrench, a small flathead screwdriver, a long flathead screwdriver that's at least 7 inches long and thin enough to slide between the bumper and the grille. And for aligning the headlights, you'll need a roll of tape and a tape measure. Opening up the box, the OEDRO headlights are securely packaged with styrofoam. There's also plastic wrap securing all the components on the backside as well as protecting the lens. Also in the box is a small card with customer support information in case you run into any problems. Let's get started by opening the hood and removing the grille. There are 11 retaining clips in these positions located all around the grille. They can be removed by using the long flathead screwdriver. It's easiest to start with the bottom 3 and work your way up. They'll pop loose from the grille with a quarter turn in either direction. Following the 3 across the bottom, there are 2 on the lower portion of each headlight and 4 across the top of the grille. The final 2 clips are at the top of each headlight and can be pushed out from the back side with a screwdriver. After releasing all the clips, the grille can be removed and set aside. Using the flat blade screwdriver, unplug the wiring harness on each of the headlights. Then using the 8 mm socket, remove the 2 bolts at the top and the front of the headlight assembly. There are 2 additional bolts located at the outside rear corner of each headlight assembly. I found it easiest to access these from underneath the front end of the truck. The one on the front is an 8 mm and the one on the outside is a 10 mm. After removing all 4 bolts securing the headlight assembly, gently pry the painted trim loose from its rubber grommet and slide the assembly out from under the quarter panel. Now it's time to swap all the old bulbs to the new housing. Pay special attention not to touch the bulb with your bare hand, as the oils from your hand can damage the bulbs. You will also have to remove the protective cover from the headlight bulb socket, then plug in the wiring harness, insert the bulb, and twist clockwise to lock it into position. Repeat the same procedure for the other headlight bulbs on both housings. For the turn signal and marker light bulbs, the procedure is very similar. Quarter turn counterclockwise to remove the socket, then swap the bulb over to the new housing, insert the bulb and socket, then quarter turn clockwise to lock it into position. If you have any blown bulbs that need to be replaced, here's a list of all the bulb sizes. I'll also include a link in the description for each replacement bulb. For the daytime running light and turn signal LED strip, there's a control module that will have to be attached to the housing using the included adhesive. The last thing to swap over is the painted trim. I found this to be the most difficult part of the process due to the trim and clips on my 2007 model being extremely brittle from sun exposure, so you may want to have a tube of super glue on standby. There are 2 methods to remove the trim, either by pressing the tabs at the top and bottom of the clips and removing the clip and trim, or sliding the trim off of the clip and then swapping the clips over. After removing the trim from the old assembly, peel back some of the protective plastic, then reinstall the trim on the new housing by pressing the clips into position. Now slide the new headlights in place, making sure the tab on the trim slides into its corresponding hole on the quarter panel. Now it's a good time to plug in the wiring harness, make sure that all the bulbs work, and also to remove the protective plastic from the front lens. There is a cool initialization sequence whenever the daytime running lights turn on. As you can see, all the bulbs are functioning properly and the turn signal is working. Now it's time to resecure the housing with the 2 8 mm bolts on the top and inside front. The holes are intentionally elongated to allow a flush fit with the quarter panel, so make sure that everything's lined up before tightening down the bolts. Next, reinstall the 8 mm bolt on the underside of the housing on the outside back corner, followed by the 10 mm bolt on the side that secures the quarter panel to the headlight assembly. To reinstall the grille, remove the 7 clips from the frame of the truck, followed by the 2 clips that should be in the lower inside corner of each headlight. The clips will have to be reinstalled on the grille by sliding them into position. It's a bit tricky at first, but with 9 of them to install, you should get the hang of it by the end. Make sure that the clips that came off of the headlights go into their corresponding places on the grille with the tab facing out. With all the clips installed, carefully place the grille back into position, making sure that all the clips are properly aligned. Then gently bump the grille with the palm of your hand at the location of each clip. As a final step to ensure proper safety, the low beams will have to be aligned. For For this, you'll need a dark area with flat, level ground that you can park the truck so that the headlights are 25 feet away from a wall or other vertical surface. Use the tape measure to find the distance from the ground to the center point of the low beam. This is indicated by this small circle on the headlight lens. Then place a piece of tape on the wall approximately 2 inches below that level. Use the 10mm wrench to rotate the adjustment screw on the back side of the housing. Clockwise or tighten will raise the beam, counterclockwise or loosen will lower the beam. Continue until the top of the beam is even with the tape. When compared to the stock headlights, these new OEDRO headlights look significantly better. I opted for the clear lens version, but there is a smoked option as well. I would say visibility at night is about the same as the original headlights, so if you need better night visibility, you may want to pair these new headlights with brighter LED bulbs as opposed to the stock halogen. That being said, the combo daytime running light and turn signal LED strip is significantly easier to see and looks much better than the single bulb of the original headlights. If you found the video helpful, don't forget to like the video, also subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and leave any comments or questions you have in the comments section below.